What's up, my beautiful people? Welcome to this new series. I've always had a podcast, but we're bringing it to YouTube, Running Through My Mind, episode 1. So what's been running through my mind? A lot has happened since I started running every single day since May 15th, 2017, and we're about to hit year 8 this coming May. So much has changed. I've loved running in so many ways. I had a lot of ups and downs, but no matter what happened though, the love for just running itself has never changed. I've always been annoyed when I'm injured. I've been annoyed at the weather, at the temperature, but it never had to do because I had to run. It had to do with the other surrounding factors. And let's go straight into what's been really bothering me with running recently, specifically training for a race. So last year was my second prep to race a marathon. 2023 was the first ever time where I was 6 years in where I never trained for a race and I wanted to see what my body would give me. And I went for that. And I ran in Boston 3:01 and change. I think it was 3:01:36, 3:01, something like that, or 34. Last year, fast forward to last year, I said, okay, Hella, you missed your goal, but you got so much closer than you ever before. So let's try again. I went to Rotterdam, Netherlands, and I ran a 2 hour 55, 34 seconds, or 32 seconds. See, I can't remember the seconds. And then I was thinking in the middle of that race, halfway through, when I looked at my watch, y'all see 4 watches, I'm the 4 watch guy. I'm about to go run after this, so this is why I have this on. I realized you got to the half marathon mark at 1 hour and 23 minutes with zero to little effort. And I was just thinking to myself, whoa, wait a minute. Imagine if I trained specifically for a half marathon and I would be done already and it would be a few minutes quicker. So that's what the idea came about, to train for a half marathon this spring. And I am signed up for a race for this April 13th, 2025. But I cannot stop comparing myself to my old self. It's been the biggest thing for me for this prep. I go back and look at the times that I've been running for the prep for 2024 marathon to the spring marathon this year. The paces I've been hitting with that. My coach back then would make me run like a 10 1-mile repeat. I would do all those to 6 minute flat, or 6:01, 6:03 would be the slowest. But I can't even do that now for 2-mile repeat, like comfortably, something like that. I was running 5.5 minute mile repeat for 6 miles with feeling really good, feeling very strong. And at this point in my marathon prep, my half marathon prep, compared to last year when I was doing a marathon at this point, your boy Hella was flying. I was seeing numbers that I never knew was possible for me personally. And even though I believe, it's still always like surprising. And then now I'm not hitting those numbers. It's getting me really nervous and frustrated. And it's hard for me to not think about where I was at last year compared to now. But I also realize I don't have the same motivation. There's no purpose to this race. Maybe that has to be the reason. Because my marathon prep, there was a purpose. You know, I did my first 6 year running, just enjoying myself. It's all about love. I always tell people I didn't start running to race. Race has to have a meaning behind it. When I did those 100-mile races, there was a meaning behind it that got me to do it. So the marathon came about because I finally now wanted to see my true potential. It wasn't on anyone's time but myself, right? So I had this goal and this ambition for it, just to see and explore that curiosity, speed within myself. This time, it was just because I saw a 1 hour and 23 minute when I was racing at Rotterdam, and I'm like, could you imagine if you train for it, how much faster you can go? That's the only goal behind it. And I haven't found the joy within that, but also I'm getting discouraged because I haven't seen the time that I expected of myself, especially as a shorter distance. I should be able to run these workouts faster and things like that. And also the weather's been really rough. I never really believe in the winter blues to a certain degree. I knew, there's not a lot of sunlight and stuff like that, but it affected me a lot this year. It really did, because it's always cold, to a point where I told Belle, my fiance, I said, I'm done complaining about the temperature, because every single day I would be like, it's 20 degrees outside. I don't want to go out in this weather. Not that I don't want to run. Don't get it twisted. I don't want to go run in that weather, but it has to be outside no matter the circumstances. So that's what I've been really fighting with. And I'm sitting here with you guys today. The race is not until April 13th. Even though I told myself I'm committed, I'm going to do it, but there's something in the back of my mind that's telling me, why force yourself if you're not enjoying this? Because running is about joy. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. And right now I don't have to prove anything to myself because I don't feel like I need to. I think that's why I'm not hitting that joy. Not because of the running, but just because of training for a race, that there's no reason behind it. And this is what you have to understand. The true passion of having a true passion with something makes it joyful, even with its tough time. Because I went through a lot of tough time during my marathon prep last year with the rain and everything. But there was such a passion, fuel burning behind it, where I would go out there and be like, whether you think you got anything on me, no, you don't. Even though it sucks, I'm gonna get after it. But this year, I just can't find it within me. And I'm starting to talk to myself, it is okay. Maybe it's okay for me to accept for what this year is and now compared to last year. And it's easier said than done because I've told myself that and I keep coming back and back. And it's like a mind game. It's been eating me. It's been eating me. So do I just not do this race and just be like, you know what? All the training you've done the last 8 weeks leading up to today when I'm shooting this video, it got me better as a runner no matter what, mentally, physically. But I don't have to go race to prove it that it got me better, because I know it did. Even though I'm not hitting some times that I was able to hit last year, because every year is different. I guess my body is different this time than last year. The mindset is completely different. So I am sitting here even though I'm committed, but I don't know if I'm even going to race this race. And if I don't, I'm giving myself the grace of feeling that it is okay. Don't be mad, and then don't you start seeing race pictures that weekend and be like, why didn't I do this? You make that decision, Hellah, and that is it. There's nothing behind it, nothing at all. So that's been bothering me, and I wanted to tell you guys, because for those who've been around since day one, I appreciate you guys. For those who are new, I've shared my running journey with you guys, and it's been all the highs, and those highs are still there. But there's some bumps on the road, and it's nothing crazy. It's a first world problem. It's nothing insane. But I like to share those with you guys. The love for running is always here. It's always will be here, because I feel like it made me who I am. It changed me for, I don't even know how to put it into words. I've met so many incredible people. I've had so many incredible adventures, travel the country, the world, and there's still a lot to be explored because of running. So I know how much I love this sport. But the little things that we see within the sport sometimes could be discouraging. It could be things that you feel like you need to do when you don't need to do. And I am proud of myself because it took me 6 years to be like, I want to do the marathon when I'm ready. I didn't let social media, anybody make me do it. But now, because I'm making myself do this now, I'm coming to this half marathon point, and I'm thinking to myself, are you falling into that trap that you took yourself out of for the first 6 years? Because it really kind of feels like that. Because if I really ask myself the question, why are you doing this race? There's no answer for it. There's nothing that I had the answer for the 2 marathon I did, 2023 and 1, 2024. This time, what is the point besides saying, oh, maybe I could have run the half faster, because you saw that in the middle of the race, how comfortable that is. But why can't you just detach yourself from it right now, Hellah, and just be like, okay, I'm not doing this half marathon. Is it because of the pressure of social media? Is it because of the pressure of the world? I don't think it is. I really don't. This is why I'm having this discussion. It's like, you guys are my therapists. I'm talking to you guys. I really honestly don't think it is, but the fact that I can't just let it go, but can it be? You know what I mean? It's kind of like crazy, and kind of can make you feel like, wait, am I really what I think I am, or but that's what's been running through my mind. I'm trying to figure out. And today, as I sit here and talk to you guys, I have a workout that I have to do. And the first thing I said this morning when I came downstairs was, I don't really feel like doing this workout. I'm laughing because I've been that little complaint about things before. It was, oh man, it is so cold out. I don't feel like running in this temperature. Till I made a promise to myself, I'm never gonna complain about the temperature for the rest of the winter. And then to now, I don't feel like doing this workout. And I'm just like that. And I laugh about it because I don't get mad at myself. I'm just expressing how I feel. And I think that is okay, completely fine. But the lesson for you guys is, which I'm reminding myself again, if it's not bringing you happiness, if it's not bringing you joy, why do it? We do it because we love it. We do it with some kind of joy. And I know there's certain things you can find joy even throughout adversity. You can find joy. Absolutely, that's been my run journey. The fact that I'm running is because I hated running. I did not like running. I started this journey humbly being the OG YouTuber about running itself. When I brought that onto the platform of social media, it was to tell you guys, I once hated this sport, but I gave it a chance. And it became complete 180, where now I love it. So it's the same thing. Yeah, because sometimes things are hard, you can give it a chance. But there's also stuff that you know you're giving it a chance and it's not working out, and it's okay to let it go. So I'm here to have this conversation with you guys. This race might not happen, even though I do feel committed. But if I keep going on this path, I know there's about 3.5 weeks, almost 4 weeks left. I'm going to go to the start line. And if my mind isn't there, even I could be as fit as that I want to be. If the mind isn't there for the joy, does it really matter? And I always tell people too, especially people who go through injuries and things, running is one of those things that will always be here, no matter what. Racing, Hellah, I'm talking to you, Hellah. Racing will always be there. Find your purpose behind it, and then you're going to give everything you got. I think the fact that I don't have a purpose behind this half marathon, I'm slacking a little bit, especially mentally, and it's affecting me physically. Maybe that's the reason I'm not hitting these numbers. That's what's been running through my mind. And for those who are still, you're probably looking at my hands when I'm talking to you, or these 4 watches. If you didn't know, I started the 4-watch journey. And if you see anyone wearing 4-watch, tell them you saw that with HellahGood, didn't you? Because I don't think anyone was out there doing this. But it started because of my curiosity about watches, people saying this watch is better, this and that. When I was running across America, Apple Watch wasn't going to cut it because the battery life was not good. And then we went to Garmin, and I was wearing Garmin and Apple at the time. So when the Apple died, it's in the RV getting charged, but I'm continuing my run, and I have the Garmin now, which would last all day to a few days of constant 10 to 12 hours running every day. And then when I came back from my run across America in 2021, I said, wait a minute, I want to try another brand I heard about, Coros. I got that, but instead of swapping it, I said, let me put that on the other wrist, because I wonder what happened if I wear all these watches doing the same exact effort, the same exact day, with the same exact feeling on my body. What is it going to give me number-wise? So I had a Coros on, I had a Garmin on, and I had an Apple series on, and another version of an Apple. And then now we have Amazfit. This is the Cheetah Pro. Cheetah Pro, rest in peace to Kelvin Kiptum. That's his watch from Amazfit. We have the Apple Ultra 2. We have the Coros Pace Pro. And then we have the 955 Forerunner from Garmin. So I started wearing these watches so I compare and contrast. Yes, I'm sorry I haven't been able to do a deep dive on my recent watches, but if you go back on the channel, you'll see some reviews. And stay tuned, because I will do a review on all the watches I've experienced, not the current 4 ones that I've been wearing on my wrist, but all the watches that I've worn. And if you look at some of the watches that I've worn throughout my 100-mile races, marathon races, you compare the chip time to the watch time, some of them are really, really up there. So you will know what is the accurate watch. I'm doing quotes because sometimes we tend to say, this watch isn't accurate, this one is accurate. But I think whichever is closest to chip time is the best, because when we race, we go off of chip time, right? We don't say, well, my watch said I ran this, and then I'm gonna take that as a time. No, the official time is the chip time. In fact, I ran on my Garmin faster my marathon time than what the official chip time said. Could you imagine? I went on social media, well, I think this is the most accurate watch. And this is how fast I ran this. In fact, I ran more than 26.2 miles. It was 26.6 miles. So this is the reason I wear 4 watches, so I can have this conversation with you guys. And if you see me out in public or on social media, you can message, what do you think is the best watch? And I'll tell you, there's no sugarcoating it. My favorite watch right now that I upload on travel, no matter what, is the Coros. It's the Coros brand. It's just been working. It's just been reliable. And I have other reason for other watches too, like Apple Watch, for example. I do think that no one can say to me that Apple Watch is not accurate, because I've done many, and I'm seeing people talk to me about it. I had a friend who told me recently, my brother ran a marathon with his Apple Ultra, and all the splits would exactly match to the chip time. So it has to be right. But I think in terms of just safety, when I feel comfortable alone, because I don't run with my phone much, I don't know if I should be telling you guys this publicly, but Apple Watch got my back. I fell down on a trail. It was asking for help, to send an emergency, to send my location. I just stopped it. I can do a quick phone call. I can receive a phone call. I can see a quick text message, and etc. Favorite current Hoka running shoes. I'm gonna tell you guys this. We're talking about everything right now in this first episode, but we're gonna get deep dive into other things. Overall, since the Rocket X2 came out, that's my favorite racing shoes. It just, nothing can compare right now to it. The recent shoe that came out, the Cielo X1 2.0, if you saw my latest video, is about that. That shoe is good. In fact, I'm working on it today. Right here, I have it prepared. It's still not as good to me as the Rocket X2, even though there's two complete different shoes. The Rocket X2 is just, it makes me let me be me with the push, where this shoe lets you be you a little better compared to the first version, which just wanted to launch you. But there's something still that I feel like is missing, you know? I feel like I can't just drag my feet with it. If I drag my feet, the shoes is not doing its job. It just feels like I'm unstable a little bit. But with the Rocket X2, I can be lazy with it. I used to wear it so much even on easy runs, and it didn't make sense. Why are you wearing your super shoes on easy run? Because it can let me drag my feet, it can let me run, cruise, and it can let me run fast. So those are the shoes right now that are my favorite racing shoes. In terms of daily, I fell in love with the Bondi 9, guys. Can you believe that? The Bondi 9. I did not like the Bondi series at all until the 9 came out. It was a complete different design, and I give it a chance. I've been running more my daily run, easy run with the Bondi 9 than even the Mach 6. I just said it, and I'm a big Mach fan, but yeah, it is what it is. For now, we're gonna end episode 1. This is more about my personal feelings, my journey that I've been dealing with within running itself. But for the next few episodes, I have some good conversation topic that I want to talk to you guys about that involve the whole running community. Some of the things that have been running through my mind with the running community. And I think that's something that we should talk about. And I hope you guys are enjoying your 2025 and you're trying your best. And always remember, I'll say this at the end of every episode, your best is different every day. So do what you can do today. Love you guys. I'll see you on the next episode of Running Through My Mind.